There are so many of these triple barrel, I call them a triple clomper, but they're triple barrel curling iron. I want to show you how I use it in my professional styling kit because it can save me a lot of time. Really show you tips and tricks that I use to make the hair look super natural and kind of overall gorgeous. I'm also gonna say, depending on your hair type, if you have super fine hair, you might want to turn the heat down, but overall, I usually like to turn the heat up high and use it for less time. As a general rule of thumb. Did I say I'm a celebrity hairdresser? This is why I know things about hair styling. When I'm giving my clients a soft, loose, romantic kind of wave, and I have no time, which happens a lot, I use one of these. I use it for the interior of the hair. Then I use a curling iron of the same barrel size to go around the face for a less uniform kind of wave. I've already given myself a little bit of a blowout. I have a mirror here, that's what this little white thing is. I'm going to take, it depends again on how much hair you have, but I'm gonna take kind of from ear down of my hair. When I had thicker hair before perimenopause started, I would do a slightly smaller section, but basically like 1-inch sections, horizontal sections, and then once you have those sections, split it into kind of 1 by 1 pieces, give or take. And as always, I'm going to use a heat protector. This is Orbe Gold Less Dry Heat Protection Spray. It is my absolute favorite. The trick about using these irons is that you want to alternate the way you put the iron in the hair. So I'm gonna start off on this first piece and I'm gonna put it in with the top pointed towards the floor. Pre-bend my hair so that the clamp doesn't, you see it was like this, and before I closed the clamp, I turned it so that it wouldn't get that clamp mark. And while it's in, I give it a little like up and down movement just to make the waves not as perfect. I can see that this is where the next bend goes, so the top of the iron is I'm gonna try and match it up to that spot. So it's gonna be right about there. And again, we're avoiding those clamp marks. Give it a little back and forth. And then on the bottom, same thing. So that's where the bend is. Right here is where the bend is. I'm gonna line it up so that that bend goes into the first bend of that barrel. And I'm gonna pull out the ends so they have a little bit of a bend as well. Horizontal to the floor. I'm gonna put it in as close. Give it a little pre-bend so you don't get the clamp, and kind of like flutter it up and down. Okay. See where that bend is? See where that last bend is? I'm gonna line it up with the iron so it looks uniformly bent down the hair. Go back and forth. And then see that, this is where that bend is. I'm gonna line it up with the first barrel so it continues down the hair. And then on this last piece, after it sits for a second, I'm gonna pull it through so that the bottom gets that bend right there. I'm gonna continue to do this because my hair is on the finer side. Like I said, I'm gonna take a little bit larger pieces. When my hair was thicker, I would take smaller pieces, but I don't have that much to curl anymore. Thank you, hormones. Around the face. So I know that the bend is gonna go like this. So I'm gonna put the curling iron, same kind of this clamp horizontal to the floor. And I'm gonna make the first bend. And again, that little slidey motion. Take it out, let the hair cool before you put the iron in again. And then you can see this is gonna go like that. So I'm gonna kind of mimic what the triple barrel would do. Hold it. So I can do it kind of in a more organic way than if I were using the triple barrel. Same, I'm gonna get the ends curled. So, just like that. Now I'm gonna go back, all the interior hair, the hair that's not forward facing, we're gonna use this triple iron. It will save us so much time. We'll get a similar result. Like if you use a single barrel and zigzag your way down the hair, it's a little bit slower than if you do this all at once. So last time I held the iron horizontal, and this is a big trick. to make it look less uniform and less like you use one of these irons and your hair is just naturally like wavy. I'm now gonna hold it perpendicularly to the floor. And again, wherever the barrel is, you don't wanna hold it back like this because you're gonna get a crease here. So you're gonna pull the hair forward so that you're pre-bending, so you avoid that crease. And give your hair a little touch, see if it's hot. And then right here is where that bend is. So I'm gonna put the iron right back there and do a pre-bend. And the other thing that this does, the little sliding motion, is it kind of smooths the hair out. Same, line up the bend. This is difficult because I'm looking at everything backwards, but I think if you're standing in front of a mirror, it's gonna be a little bit easier. The last bit, just like that. Pre-bend, no crease marks, no clamp marks. And voila. And if for some reason you don't get the ends right in the triple barrel, you can always take your other curling iron and just give it a little extra seal. Okay, I'm gonna continue and just repeat that motion. I'm gonna alternate holding the iron horizontally and then perpendicularly to the floor. Okay, the last piece, and like you saw over here, the side that is gonna be on the outside. So whatever the eye sees, I'm gonna use my single barrel. Everything internal, I used the triple barrel. Just because you can make it a little less, you're kind of tricking the eye. And we're mimicking the triple barrel, but we're doing it with a little bit more organic of a wave. So again, pre-bend to avoid the clamp marks is one of the biggest tricks. And before you do it, you should give it a little shake and let the heat settle so your hair remembers that pattern. If you go in right away and to put the iron in again, you're gonna pull this out. So always let it cool down first. Hold the first curl that you put in with your hand. Oh, I got a crease mark there, but I'm gonna erase it with this. So before I pull on the hair, I'm gonna hold it in place with my fingers so that I don't pull out the bend I just put. And I'm erasing that little clamp mark with my iron. You see it's gone now. And just continue down the hair. Holding the piece that you just put in. So put it in, hold the last bend. And I'm going to seal those ends. It's a little too bendy, so I'm gonna reverse the iron the way I put it in. So if you make something too bendy, like I just did these ends, if you make something too bendy, this is some hair extensions, like, you know, the end is too much of a flip, like that. If you want to erase it, so before I put the iron in this way, just flip it over like this way. Run it down, like that. Voila. This is the final look. I think that if you want to save some time with one of these irons, it's great. It can look a little like, you could see that this iron was used, but if you just want like soft waves like this, use a single barrel around your face and the top of your hair and use this everything on the inside. So I hope that helped. Once I got the vibe of how to make this look more natural, changing it from horizontal to vertical and using a single barrel to mimic a softer wave around the face and anything that the eye will see. So I hope that has helped, and thank you for watching. Please, if you found this interesting or you know somebody that likes these soft waves, send them this video. I think it'll be such a good time saver. And also, I love that this is, you know, kind of a high-low as far as tools. This is at CVS and this is GHD, which is obviously a more fancy pro tool, but these are great together. And of course, don't forget to use a heat protector. Normally, if I were doing this for someone on the red carpet, I would put some texturizing spray, but I'm gonna keep my clean hair for as long as I can, so I'm just gonna go without. But I love this look, kind of romantic. And then this is also a good base for like a romantic updo, you know, something like that. Oh, if you go to my Instagram @HairByAviva and you see a look I've created on one of my celebrity clients, you want me to show you how to recreate it, please leave that comment below because I would love to do that. That sounds so fun. But I want to know what you want to see. All right, thank you so much.